a contractor. And he ran off with my money.
Of course he did.
I was paying 8 people to sit at home and do nothing just for me to get my license. You can't learn anything when you succeed, but you've learned so much when you fail.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to I Swear I'm an Introvert, the podcast where we celebrate and amplify the voices of Black women in business. Here we dive deep into the real stories from childhood dreams to entrepreneurial success while tackling the conversations we don't often... Yeah, no, I'll be talking to my producer. That was B in the background. We dive deep into the real stories from childhood dreams to entrepreneurial success while tackling the conversations we don't have often enough about mental health, resilience, and representation. Our mission is to empower women, inspire little brown girls, and show the world that our stories matter, our voices are powerful, and our success is limitless. I am your host, Lindsey T. Evans, your Savvy SheEO. This podcast is being recorded in our recording studio at Liberty Point Consulting and Liberty Point Realty in Orland Park, Illinois. This podcast is being filmed and produced by Brian Evans, owner of Flawless Focus Digital Media. This episode is being sponsored by Precious Memories Preserved, where we convert VHS taped memories that the whole family can enjoy today. Today, I have a very, very, very special guest. I love her so much, y'all don't even know. This is Doyin Ajilore. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Okay, I always said it's her. She owns Dreamers Academy and Dreamers Academy 2. These are amazing, affluent, top-tiered daycares in the city of Chicago and outside of. Let's give a round of applause to Miss Doyin. How you doing today?
I'm good.
I'm so honored to have you here.
Thank you for having
me. I really
me.
am. I think that the world needs to hear more from you, so I'm so excited to hear what you got today. Let's see. What's one word you'd use to describe yourself right now?
Resilient.
I want to unpack that so bad. I'm going to let her have that. We're going to get started today and really just get into who Doyin is as a woman, as a wife, as an entrepreneur, as a mother, as a friend, just so people can see themselves in you. Because I think that you have a lot to share just in our short time of knowing each other. Let's kick it off by telling us a little bit about your childhood and what was life growing up for you.
Well, I'm originally Nigerian. I was born in Benin, in Cotonou. And my father was in the military and my mom was a diplomat. So I got to travel around the world, grew up around the world. I actually did not start speaking English until I was about 4 and a half. So it used to be our traditional language, Yoruba and French. And Igbo, which is one of the local Beninois languages. Went to high school in England, Nigeria. Went to college in England, the States, and Nigeria.
Gosh.
I loved teaching. I taught at the local schools in Nigeria. And ended up learning to assemble and program satellite dishes when it first came out with a company called Netcom. And then my dad owns a farm he inherited from my grandfather, so I went into that. So I learned how to fertilize fishes, incubate eggs, grow day-old chicks into layers and broilers. We had cows, we had pigs, we had goats, we had rams. So I kind of learned how to manage all of that. So kind of growing up in Nigeria was awesome. You always had your village, which was huge to me. And that's kind of one of my goals for dreamers, to create a village for those that really don't have it.
That's amazing. I think that's what we've lost a lot of, because the saying is it takes a village, but, when laws changed and people changed and, you can't say this to this child, you can't say this to this person. And I think that's the power that we kind of gave up when we decided to have all of these rules and limitations.
Yes.
Now we're kind of like on our own islands.
Yep. Everybody is siloed now.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. Go ahead.
Well, I guess what brought me to the States, I went to school here in the States. It was actually in LA, and I moved back to Nigeria.
I have questions, but I shall listen.
The goal was not to stay. The goal was to educate myself and take it back home to make a difference.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But God had other plans for me, and I guess this was where I was meant to be.
Yes.
And my husband came to get me, like I always say, and we moved back here.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually couldn't get a job when I first moved back to the States. So I went to go get another degree.
Those who can't get a job go learn something else.
So I went and got IT, a degree in IT, and started working, at tech jobs, and then you ended up at UIC, in their transplant department. And, my cousin, Sheon, had leukemia. And we were talking about, what would you do when you beat it? And he was like, you love working with children. I love working with children. Let's do this. And I was like, okay, beat this, and we'll do it together, And, he overcame. So I was like, oh, no. Now I have to.
You're like, I knew you would overcome, but then that means that I have to do something too.
I'm like, now I really have to do this, So started working on it. Started looking for locations.
Wow.
And my first setback, I found a place that I thought was great in the medical district. I got a contractor, and he ran off with my money.
Of course he did.
And of course, I'd been saving and saving and saving to make this happen. So, my money vanished. I tried to track him down. I sent people, to try to find him, because I'm a Black woman. I'm not going to go to Calumet City to go look for a man.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And we just could not find him. We knew where his mother lived, but we just couldn't find him. We tried to serve him nothing.
Nothing.
So it took me a year to, find where Dreamers One is right now. And we started working on it. And my daughter, Lori, walked through it, and she would actually play in there while construction was going on. She picked out the colors, and she was 3 at the time. Wow. And we just, kept going. And unfortunately, Sheon passed. So I had to
keep going.
Continue.
Yeah.
So this became, a promise, a dream and a promise, because I loved working with children.
Mm-hmm.
My background, my first degree was actually in education. So working with kids was my passion. I worked with kids all over the world, in Nigeria, in England, in France, in Gabon, in India. So, teaching has always been my thing.
Yeah.
So it was just like me coming home.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, getting funding was near impossible.
Yes.
Because I had just started rebuilding my credit.
Yep.
Banks would not take a chance on me.
Nope.
Institutions that claimed that they helped women or helped minorities, and I will not mention names,
but you know who you are,
did not even attempt to give me any leeway.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get the fundings, I had to put up my house for collateral.
Yep.
I had to put the business that hadn't even started, as collateral. And, I pushed through. I refused to give up. And as we were about to get our doors open, COVID happened.
As if you didn't fight enough, accomplish enough, overcome enough. Now you have a third-party factor that you have absolutely no control over.
And the way licensing for childcare centers work,
Nightmare.
for you to get permitted, you need to hire your teachers. So I was paying 8 people to sit at home and do nothing just for me to get my license. And of course, when we finally got through and were able to open our doors and get our permit, we had to wait because people were not comfortable sending their kids to us. We had to start selling things back home to get money
To stay afloat here.
to stay afloat here. Because no bank was going to take a chance on a startup.
No.
And, not only that, I happened to be a Black woman in a white neighborhood,
Yeah.
which I guess was a fear for some banks. So my banker, Liz, she helped a lot, and got me through so much. And now we've become really good friends.
Of course. Of course.
And, we made it through. We got our first child, and we started growing. Our first child was my daughter, but I'm talking about first paid child, baby. Yes, my daughter is here and making faces at me.
I love it here. We have people in the background just making us laugh. And they make comments and stuff, and we have to try to stay focused. It's hilarious.
So we started, people started trusting us. People started coming, and people realizing my background, and it's like, okay, she knows what she's doing. She's not just getting into this field for money.
Right.
She really knows what she's doing. And I love the fact that we're in, the white communities because there needs to be diversity.
Yeah.
We're literally the only Black-owned center
Absolutely.
in a 5-mile radius of where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, part of the reasons why our families are now joining us because they're seeing diversity.
Yep.
So not only do we have diversity in our team, we have a diverse owner. And, we just don't babysit the babies. We teach the babies. Even our infants have curriculums. And the parents are very shocked when they see what we do with their children. So it's not just sitting down and rocking the babies. No, we're making sure that they hit every single milestone. Getting to where I am, I actually have to thank my husband, and, he believed in me.
Yeah.
My parents, my siblings, they pushed me through, but there's one person that refused to let me give up. Dr. Shola Eziokoli, she refused to let me give up. When the contractor swindled me and we had to wait for that 1 year, I had given up. I was done.
Of course.
I wasn't going to do it anymore. And she was like, no, baby, you're needed. You're needed. You need to do this. Let's do it together. Let's start sourcing for funds. Let's start writing grants. And she pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. And I'm so grateful for her. And, because of that, I now have a solid standard, And it was actually one of my dreamers' parents. I was like, we need you in the suburbs because people are moving to the suburbs. It's needed there. And, yes, there's, minorities there, but there are no minority-owned childcare centers there. So we need you. So, of course, up and went, found a location, got so many interests,
Right.
Oh my goodness, finally somebody's coming to this space because the space was available for 10 years. Nobody would buy it.
Yep.
And, we can't wait, and then we get there and then crickets. So now we are pushing through. And of course, I that's why I said, the one word, resilient. I'm not one to give up.
Right.
I will do everything I possibly can to make sure Dreamers is a success.
That's right.
And I'm not doing it just for me. I'm doing it for my team because they need to grow. They need to become leaders themselves. The hope is they branch out and go do their own center while taking the mission and the ethics to their next, goal.
Yeah.
Or if their goal is, I want to stay at Dreamers, you cannot come to Dreamers and not be educated.
Right.
I will push you. And that's something that we do. We educate our teachers. And Dreamers sometimes pay for like a CDA, or I need money for, tuition. We will pay for it. We need more women in this field. And we need people, period. Because we're losing so many.
Yeah.
We are a small mom and pop. We have those huge conglomerates.
Yeah, the chains.
Like you will never meet who owns them.
Never. Never.
But they're able to pay their teachers, $30, $40, $50 an hour. We cannot do that.
Sometimes.
True.
Yeah.
True. But we cannot do that. We're a small mom and pop. We're not trying to milk our families and tell them bring $4,000 a month. That's somebody's everything.
That's
So the goal is to make it affordable. I mean, we've had people, from Action for Children come to, request care, and we have them. We putting together scholarship programs so that, we can afford to have them there and not, be in the red.
The red, exactly. Yeah.
And we're now doing merch.
Which is amazing.
The designs are amazing.
Shout out to this cup here that I have to get.
Don't worry, I'll get you one.
Just saying.
Oh no, it's really good. Trust me. So the goal of that is part of our Dreamers Doing Good initiative. We give back to the community. We do a percentage of our profit. Once we're in a good place with Dreamers 2, we'll start going to leukemia research. We sponsor soccer leagues.
Right.
We do Out of Darkness, which is a suicide prevention. We raise funds for that. March of Dimes, cancer walks and things like that. So we fundraise a lot. We do toy drive, coat drives. This December, when I go back home, my dad's turning 85, so we're going home.
Amazing.
The goal is to raise funds for backpacks and shoes, clothes, and take back home and give it to the shelters.
Yeah.
So
no,
it's
that's
not
necessary.
So it's as much as yes, we need to make money. It's not a money-making venture. It's a passion project.
It's interesting when I talk to people who are very successful. A lot of them have the same foundation. They give. And the more you give, the more you receive.
Yes.
And it's special because we don't give to get. We get to give. It's funny. My church says that for offering, which is hilarious. It's like we don't give to get, we get to give. But it's true. And so, and then you see it, flourishing, in your business and your staff, because being a business owner, it's difficult to get employees that are on the same wavelength, that share the same values, that you can actually count on to carry your vision and your dream throughout, their tasks and forward. But as I'm listening to you, I'm like, that's absolutely the key. Yeah. When you give, everything does end up coming back to you. If people were to, they want to, donate to the mission of Dreamers, is there a way that people can actually give now, like just any stranger off the street, to be able to get money, to be able to help towards, getting the backpacks and everything for Nigeria and everything?
Yes, most people, we kind of want you to get something
For it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you go on the Dreamers website, you'll see our co-op page.
Okay.
And our merch is on there.
And
So,
is it Dreamers Academy
dreamersacademyhome.com.
dreamersacademyhome.com. So that's great. So if they go on to dreamersacademyhome.com, they click on the co-op page, they'll be able to purchase, items, and then those proceeds go towards that.
Yes.
And then if people want to just write you a check, they can just write it to Dreamers Academy.
Yes.
And you all will send the funds where they're supposed to go.
Yes.
See, that's amazing. And I'm excited about I'm excited about the whole thing, but I'm excited that not only do you make a difference in the lives of your children, your students, you make a difference in the lives of your employees. Mm-hmm. You make a difference in the lives of your community, your home. I loved you for a reason.
It's funny you should say that, because you said children, my children. They really are my children. They really are my children, and the parents know they're my babies. And when my daughter was like, "Can I have a sibling?" I'm like, "Honey, you've got 52.
You've got
pick one."
Yeah.
She comes to the center. She cares for them, and she treats them like they're her siblings.
Yeah.
Like truly, like they are my babies. Mm-hmm. So they're very important to me. My team, oh my goodness, they are my nearest and dearest to my heart. And they're spoiled.
Y'all hear that?
They are spoiled. I mean, they know that all they have to do is just ask, and, I will make it work for them. Life is hard as it is. Mm-hmm. I don't need to be a difficult boss. I don't need to be a micromanager. I trust you.
Yeah.
And that's important to me, and trust is huge. Once, you show me that you care for my babies, we're good.
We're good. Trust is earned.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
We're good.
We're good. When you were growing up, did you have any role models or anybody that really influenced you?
Oh, my goodness. My grandmother.
Really?
Mm-hmm. My mom's mom. We used to call her Mama B. She was a resilient woman. Woo! Oh my gosh. Such an entrepreneur. And, my mom ended up going that way too. And she, even though she was a diplomat, and she would do contracts for like oil companies and things like that. And she would send my sister and I to go get the checks, when they when she got paid, and like we would build houses together, from scratch. And I knew how to check for copper wires to make sure they weren't fake, And like those are the things that, I learned from my grandma, my mom. I mean, my mom's side of the family, they were strong women, and we don't know how to give up. Like we really push, and failure is a lesson for us. So it's not, you can't learn anything when you succeed, but you've learned so much when you fail. So embrace failure.
Embrace failure.
Learn from it.
Yes.
Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try again. And was what I learned from my mom, my grandma, my aunties. So.
It's funny because I was on Facebook today, just scrolling. And one of the things that they were talking about was the benefit of failure. Mm-hmm. And obviously they said if you've never failed, you'll never succeed. Mm-hmm. But if you they were saying something along the lines of, if you don't try and if you don't fail, it's just not, you have to have failure.
Yes.
And if we start to really look at failure as a positive and not something negative, we'll see the beauty in it. We'll learn our lessons faster, and then we'll be able to pick up and move on faster and get to the goal eventually.
Most definitely.
Wow.
And you need to have God.
You have to.
I laugh because I would not be here today if it wasn't for God. There is every single obstacle that could possibly happen got thrown at me. And I know everything that worked out was not me. It was God.
Absolutely.
And I'm so thankful,
It's interesting when we're in it, we don't feel that way.
No.
Also on my Facebook run this morning, it's funny. It was a lot that I read. They were talking about God will never stop the storm, but he won't let the storm take you under.
Oh,
He'll never
yes.
let you drown.
Mm-hmm.
And that's absolutely it. And that's just like a parent to a child.
Yep.
We allow them to go and, bump their head. And obviously we try to protect them from as much as we can. But there is a point where we have to let them do it on their own and learn it themselves. But that's true love.
True. And the thing about human beings, people, is we give up way too easily.
We do.
I mean, I remember seeing something where it was a seed, and you could see the seed growing under the soil. The person was watering and watering and watering, and it was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't see anything. Nothing is happening. And they left, and they stopped watering it. And, the next person came. I was like, oh, I see a little something. And they start, toiling and taking care of it, and started to grow. It's you just have to push through. You can't give up. You really, really can't. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some things that you should stop. If it's not going certain ways, and I'm not saying spend 10 years trying to do one thing. Don't
be stupid. I've heard Doyin say this, which is hilarious. She's like, don't be stupid.
I got that from my dad. But, put in the work, weigh the pros and cons. And if you genuinely see that it doesn't work, let it go. And that is fine. It is not failure. You've learned something that you can now impart onto somebody else. Don't make the same mistakes I did. It didn't work for me, but it may work for you. These are the things that I got wrong. These are the things that I got right. Here you go.
Here you go.
So it's life. Life is full of lessons, and we've all encountered it. It's important for us to share with our community, with ourselves, have the right counsel.
Yes.
Have your tribe. Know your tribe. Because we have so many naysayers as women.
Yes. Don't we?
Oh. And we're our own worst enemy, unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately.
So have your tribe that is speaking the right words, in your ears. Mm-hmm. And that's key.
And just listen to your story. It's clear that when you have your tribe, you have your support system, that is what gets you through the times where you do have to pivot, like starting a business and then COVID hitting. Mm-hmm. Pivoting is what we as business owners have to encounter all the time, especially when there are things that are outside of our control that happen. Yep. But we still are responsible for employees and their households, yep. Our households, obviously, and then other things that come with owning a business. I would say all the time to make sure that you're building the right people around you. Yeah. And you'll see in your journey, I'm sure you have stories where you've had people that seem to be trustworthy and then they prove not to be so much. Mm-hmm. What signs could people look out for to avoid staying in those situations too long? Because they will come, right? Those people will come.
Mm-hmm, they will. I did a lot of weeding. Did it hurt? Yes. For me, signs were, it's not working. Stop. You've tried, go do something else.
Go get a job.
Oh, why don't you get a job while it wasn't the, okay, what can I do for you to help? It's, why don't you just stop? Like, I mean, I know you want to do it. You know, this your little project.
I was waiting on that one. When they say you're little.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your little school.
Mm-hmm.
Your little.
Your little project. And, you know, it didn't work out. Just, you know, go get a job. Like, why are you putting yourself in debt? Oh, my God, all I see is debt. But there is good debt.
That's an investment. This is an investment.
You know, most people don't realize it. There is good debt and there is bad debt. You know, for me, this was good debt.
This was good.
You know, so yeah, I had to do a lot of weeding. So beware of the naysayers.
Mm-hmm.
Beware of the supporters that reverse their encouragement. You know, like the, oh, I thought you could do it, but it's okay since you can't. You know, something better will come along. What did you do to help? You know, what connections did you have that you could have given to me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, helping doesn't necessarily have to be funds.
No.
Helping can be prayers.
Yep.
Helping can be, you know what, I know this person. Maybe this person can help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, helping can be, okay, I know you're tired today, honey. I brought, you know, a pot of food for you and your family.
Absolutely.
You know, it's really just being present.
Being present.
And listening. You don't have to advise, just being there to listen. You know, and that is so important.
I swear. So you and I both know that entrepreneurship can be very overwhelming.
Oh.
How has mental health played a role in your journey?
Oh, I have broken down many times.
Yeah.
Many times. And unfortunately for me, it took a very negative toll. Because while it was happening was when I found out that I had Sjogren's.
Sjogren's?
Mm-hmm. Sjogren's syndrome.
What is Sjogren's?
So the best way to just describe it is it's arthritis. I think that's just the best way to describe it.
So it's painful.
Very.
Yeah.
So it's literally whenever, you know, we use our joints.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, when you use your joints, it gets inflamed.
Yes.
Well, my body decided to be upset with said joints. So my white blood cells would attack my joints thinking they were infections.
Wow.
So pain.
Excruciating
Yes,
pain.
yes. And I mean, I remember when, you know, COVID happened and
Mm-hmm.
the medication that I was on, hydroxychloroquine, was said to be the cure for COVID. So the price of my medication went up. But I still had to take it.
That you still had to take it. Oh.
But now, you know, I manage it because, you know, the side effects was not the best.
Mm-mm.
So I self-manage. I, you know, take natural remedies. And
Yeah.
that's, you know, when I go home, I go local.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I bring them back and I use them here. And they've helped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have good days. I have bad days.
Yeah.
They help.
Talking to my chiropractor recently, he and my therapist, which is funny, they don't even know each other, but they've been talking about the same things at the same time recently. And talking about how mental health and your physical health, they do work hand in hand,
Mm-hmm.
and how important it is to not just take care of one and leave out the other, that we absolutely need to take care of both.
Oh, yeah.
And so for your mental health to help bring on this onset of your physical, it's insane, but I get it because it's mind, body, and soul.
Yep.
That you know, they work together to create us as beings.
Oh, yes. And for me, part of mental health was changing my mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So before, it's like something happens, oh my God, what am I going to do? Okay, how am I going to solve it? And I start to panic.
Yeah.
I forget to eat.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'll feed everybody else, but then I'll forget to eat because when I'm done cooking in the kitchen and I've served everybody else, I'm back on my computer click, 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 trying to find funds, you know. And now it's, God, I've done my best. Let your will be done. If it's for you, it'll work. If it's not your will, it won't work. And let that be that. And that's how I take it now.
And I'll add one thing to that. Either way, you'll be okay.
Oh, yes.
Whether it works, whether it doesn't work in the way that we want it to work, which ends up working out for us anyway.
Exactly. Like, I mean,
I'm telling you.
I was telling a friend of mine, she was like, oh my God, what are you going to do with Dreamers 2? You're not getting any kids. I said, okay. And she was like, oh, so what are you going to do? I'm going to turn it into a play space if it doesn't work out. And she goes, wait, what? I said, exactly. I can turn it into a play space. People can have birthday parties there. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a daycare. I can have parties there on the weekends and bringing another form of revenue.
That's right.
It doesn't have to be a childcare center completely. We have enough space to do different things. So if you're stuck,
Hello?
think outside the box because you have the space already.
And that's with any of our businesses.
Mm-hmm.
I even had to pivot. We first started Liberty Point Consulting. We were just doing administrative support and bookkeeping. And that wasn't working anymore. Like the clientele that we had didn't make sense for, you know, where we saw ourselves going. And then when I went through Goldman Sachs, they ripped my business to shreds. I cried every week.
Oh.
They ripped my business to shreds. And they said, you need to pick one.
Mm.
And that was very difficult for me, someone who is a serial entrepreneur. Pick one?
Where?
But when I picked one, that was the pivot that we needed. And now I have so much more joy and purpose in serving the clients that we have because we get to see them through every part of the journey. And be able to help and, you know, just to see the different successes and things that, you know, that they weren't able to see without this type of support.
Yes.
And so interesting when a pivot comes.
Oh, yes.
We kick and scream and we cry and, you know, we have our fits until we wake up and like, oh, it actually worked.
I know.
It was what we were supposed to do. Okay, cool. Okay.
Oh, no. See, with pivots, I embrace them now. And I'm now teaching people how to pivot. You know.
It is an art.
Oh, my goodness. It really is. It really is. You know, nothing ever really works the way you want it to. And it's how you mentally manage yourself and how you approve or approach that next step or that obstacle that is the make or break.
Yeah.
So for me, pivoting, my best friend.
Best friend. I'm telling you. Take care of you every time.
Oh, it does.
Why is positive representation of Black women in business important to you?
Oh. Whew. Okay. So growing up in a Nigerian household.
Yeah.
Traditionally, the expectation is the husband takes care of the home by providing. But when you have strong Black women,
Honey?
all around you, you cannot sit.
That's why I was like, are you sure you're Nigerian? Because I only know one way.
No. Oh my goodness, you cannot sit. Like grandma, great grandmas, like mom, they don't stop. So I never learned how to sit and just wait for my husband to do something.
Whew.
I never learned it.
Me neither.
So
Sorry, babe.
It's important, you know, to have our representation. It's huge. It's important because we women are natural organizers.
Yes.
we know how to plan things.
Yes.
And we need for our little girls, our daughters, to see us and know that they can accomplish anything. They can be anywhere. Their voices will be heard because we've laid the foundation.
That's right.
So it's important for our daughters to see us do something, because they might just be the next person that will create something that we need, something that will change the world. And if they see us doing it, the desire to do it is high.
Yeah.
Like my daughter she's been a doctor in her head.
Of course.
She's been a lawyer in her head.
Mine too.
She'll make a great one because she argues.
Yeah,
I love
that's
her.
our 5-year-old.
Same
thing.
She now, how do I say this? She deliberates and she is very logical. She will bring an argument to you, lay it out, and have you make a choice for something that she would like.
I'll hire you.
So
It's my next attorney.
So, it's her seeing her mom every day, 5 o'clock, I'm awake. Some days I go to the gym even before she wakes up. I'm home by the time she wakes up. She sees my drive. So now she has drive. So please put your girls around people that are driven. Start to create that tribe around your daughters. Give them the resources they need to be able to make something out of themselves. Yes, our husbands, our brothers, our fathers are amazing, and they can be great providers.
Absolutely.
But it isn't always the case.
Right.
We need our women to be confident. I have a lot of friends that are single, and unfortunately, they cannot find men because they're too independent. So we need our sisters to start raising strong men.
Yeah.
Just like our daughters, to be strong. That shouldn't be a hindrance, and it shouldn't be a setback. It should be an asset.
Yes.
Because, it says in the Bible, he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
And obtaineth the favor of the Lord.
So...
Just saying.
We need to do better.
We do.
That's, it's funny because we've started doing that, and part of the going home to Nigeria and things like that. It's not just with taking toys, and Lore is going to play Santa.
That's right.
And she's going to wrap them up and hand them out. She is starting to learn to give back.
Yeah.
So it's not just being strong, and it's not just receiving. They need to learn to give wholeheartedly and expect nothing back as well.
Expect nothing back. That's... I have so much to say, and I can't. Ooh. I'm like, I feel you. What's one myth or stereotype about Black women in business you'd like to see erased?
That we're difficult.
Girl.
We have standards.
We have standards.
And we will not compromise our standards for anybody.
No.
Blood, sweat, and tears to get to where we are today. We will not compromise. So take us for who we are, or don't even, patronize us at all. We are who we are. Our rules are our rules. It's either, you want to flow with it or you don't. And we're fine with that.
We're fine either way. And maybe that's what makes us difficult. So we mentioned this earlier. I wanted to know how people could connect with you to follow your work or support your business. And the best way is to visit the website, dreamersacademyhome.com. If little brown girls are listening right now, what's one thing you want them to know?
you cannot please everybody. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
You know.
Wow.
Stand your ground. Have your, what's the word I want to say? Have your values in place. Once you know who you are, don't settle for less.
That's really good. And one of the reasons I mention this all the time about why the name, I swear I'm an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
I am an introvert. People just don't see. I know. I'm like, I told you. They're just like, but you're so. But my husband says, well, you're an extroverted introvert. I'm like, okay, I'll take that.
Yep.
You know, because we have to show up when we need to show up. But if I had it my way, I would just But people tend to make you, they want you to be who they want you to be, who they see you to be. And so it's interesting that your advice for our little brown girls was to, you know, just be unapologetically who they actually are, and let that be enough.
Oh, yes.
Because it is enough.
It is.
So I agree with that so much. I want to thank you so much for coming on our podcast. I think that, you know, just your journey in life and all the different things you've seen and experienced, but just to even know that the purpose in Dreamers started with a promise. And the fact that you're living out this promise is admirable, it's heartwarming, and that's what we do for our tribe and our family.
Yeah.
We stick with them, and we will see it through.
Oh, yes.
And then as business owners, that's absolutely what we do. We see it through. And so we know when to pivot. We know when to make changes. We know when to stop. Okay, some stuff we just don't need to do anymore.
Yep.
But to have that wise counsel, to have the right support system are keys that will help get us to where we're supposed to be. So I wish nothing but the best for Dreamers Academy 2, and everything else that you do or will get your hands in. When you go back home, I just pray that the children and the families are blessed by not just the stuff that you all are bringing, but the heart in which you're giving it to them. Because there comes a day where we're going to need somebody for something.
Yeah.
And to be that answer, to be that voice, to be that hug for them is life-changing. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the goal is not just stuff, you know.
Right.
Well, my sister and I, and she actually started it before I did.
Mm-hmm.
She gives scholarships to young girls back home. Yeah. So that's now going to be a Dreamers Doing Good thing. So it's, you know, not only are we giving, but it's kind of like a, you know, fact-finding mission to find said young girls that need the funding for a good education, because they're smart.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't have the resources. So we want to become said resources for them.
To help them get to the next.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. I applaud you. I applaud your family. It's so great getting to know you more today. Follow us on our website at heels2sneakers.net. This is the I Swear I'm an Introvert podcast, where we celebrate Black female business owners and our journeys to becoming successful, just to be able to show that we are a sisterhood.
Yes.
We do share some of the same experiences, and we need each other to make it to our next. So we're wishing you all the best in your journey ahead. Hope you learned something today to help you get your entrepreneurship journey to its next chapter. We'll catch you at the next episode. Bye.